All right. Let's go, everybody. It is time for another one of the best series of the recent weeks. We've got here the round of 8 quarterfinals of the EPT NA Cup. And ASTREA has been on a tear recently. He's up against CLEM, who is going to go for a hidden barracks and a factory and a reactor up here in the top right side. Liquid's CLEM. And of course, Alpha X ASTREA. Going for a quick expand here. It is Cybercore there. You can see walling off with the pylon, but keeping the gateway and the Cybercore protected a little further back. Reaper can still jump up there, but there is no Reaper in this game, so not really a concern. ASTREA keeping a probe hidden here, interestingly. So he might be going back in for a scout. Now I wonder, how committed is CLEM? He's pulled one worker off each gas, but he still could go straight for a starport, and indeed, that SCV... yeah. So he's going to proxy a starport so we can get a medevac. Wait, did that probe see this? No, ASTREA's just going... He's looking for it anyway, though. Oh, he was planning to look over here, but he actually happens to go right past it from his hiding spot. And that Adept is going to say, no. Naughty. And this is, so bad for CLEM because it's already past halfway complete, but he's got to cancel it. Oh, man, that's a big delay. That is nasty. We got barracks going for the tech lab up there. Hellions on the way, so it's going to be a full 4 Hellions for CLEM. I feel like, yeah, this is a no-brainer as ASTREA. As ASTREA, you're just like, cool. That's a robo. That's a gateway. And I'm going to wall you out. I'm going to play 3-gate, send a probe out, get a 3rd base up while defending. And the trick here is, the starport's so delayed, you can be so greedy as ASTREA. I mean, you still want to get maybe a chrono on the Cybercore, but I think his Hellions could kill that Adept pretty quickly, but I think the Stalker could shuffle over and it can block on its own. Oh, he can wall off with the probe. Oh, the insurance probe. Oh, that's a Hellion entrance, guys. Hellions and Stalkers can't get through that, but probes can. Okay, but he cancels it anyway. He says, nah, I'd rather have a thicker choke point that my Stalkers can move through. Warp Prism is on the way. Still only 3-gate though, so I do wonder, I think ASTREA will go 3rd and go quick charge lots, but his normal style would be 2-gate blink into Colossus and then a later 3rd base. So we'll see how ASTREA adjusts in this position. But going straight mass at Stalker could be a way of swarming over CLEM. Now, CLEM, of course, knows his position is a little compromised from that early game, but he's kept his Hellions alive. He hasn't thrown many units away, and he's building tanks, and he's going extra barracks before starport. So he's saying, look, if I can just get up enough Marines and tanks, I can't die, I can secure a quick 3rd command center, and in fact it is 3 barracks. Sorry, I forgot about that barracks being off to the left. Uh-oh. Run! Hellions are going to chase this Stalker down. Prism! Prism save. Saves it. Now, of course, Stalkers do beat Hellions, but you got to be careful. Oh! The Stalker tried to bait those Hellions back in. That's so dirty, man. And those Hellions going to run on by to the left side. Interesting, we've got chat already preparing their excuses for both sides, saying, which server is it on, Pig? Which server is it on? Which server? This was played in the NA Weekly, so it should be played all on US East, so probably about 100 ping for CLEM. And, whoa! Okay, nice snipe on that siege tank. Very nicely done. CLEM's in trouble. Oh, I don't know if... Was that one Stalker? He does lose another Stalker. A little sloppy there. He could have got away with no Stalker losses, but... Dude, is he just dead? The Hellions cannot get in. There's a Stalker holding the wall. He's going to lose a reactor. Oh, no. Oh, this is actually so bad. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, man. He's going to lose so many SCVs. The tanks are in the open. The Hellions are here to help as well. The tanks are going to try and stop these Stalkers from escaping, and actually... Wow, drilly boys, making so much damage happen. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of lost mining time, but there is a 3rd base almost finished for ASTREA, and that's why going too deep, honestly, with your Stalkers is such a fragile thing, because the moment the SCVs are pulled, you have to get out of there, and he was just a little bit too deep. Now, that 3rd base is on the way. He's going to go charge. Going to go for that Templar Archives. We're going to see Stormy Boys. He's up to 4 gas guys. This is ASTREA. He is missing 1 worker on that gas. Slight mistake there. No doubt intends that to be saturated. We'll come back and check it every now and then to see if he notices. Warp Prism's going to go in the main. He's got 4 Stalkers coming in, but good tank position covers a lot of this area. Stalkers do blink back to safety. They pick off the SCV on the engineering bay. Not enough mobile Marines to deal with this, but another siege tank shot does help out. This is going to rotate around, but now that you've got this line of tanks, you can see just how much area they cover. And this should be locked down. Astraea drops one more time, but this is getting very wasteful. You do not want to be losing these Stalkers, mate. And he does realize that, pulls back Storm and Charge. Now, this is the tech. If you've got a Terran turtled up on Mass Tank Marine, tanks suck versus Zealots, Marines suck versus Storm. You drop those High Templar out of a Warp Prism as well to get them on top of the army. It's so hard to deal with. And that's why Clem here is going to need to probably keep tanks on the high ground, and he's going to need to wall off his natural out here and keep a tank or two here, tank or two down here, and he's going to have to lift his third and abandon his base. Because Astraea, I mean, he's a very, very high-level StarCraft player, and he knows that is the kill move. In this situation, when you've got momentum, you just stop at 3 base, you get a High Templar Prism filled up, you go for that attack on their third, and you could be taking a fourth and upgrades behind it, but it's not a priority because you're usually going to straight up win the game with that attack. Let's see if Clem shows the awareness of how compromised his situation is and defends it, because Clem is a very confident Terran player, and sometimes he goes on autopilot, and for started in 2019, 3 years now, I've been raging at Terrans who are stuck in a defensive mode, putting their tanks out here, because if Zealots come from there and here at the same time, these tanks will just die in the first 5 seconds of the fight. And that's a big problem, because you want to be able to stutter step your bio away from the Zealots, spread versus the Psystorm. Now, I get Clem doesn't know that he could think there's a Colossus build, so he's kind of like, oh, I need to do this in case Colossus come. But I'm very worried for him right now as a Stargate goes. What the fuck are you building a Stargate for? What's Astraea doing right now? What? Is this specifically because he's expecting drops to come and hide in the dead space? And he just wants a single Phoenix to deal with it? I'm so confused right now. Astraea is moving across with this attack though. He's building a cannon in each base behind it. He's looking for it. Uh-oh, Clem's army's out of position. Uh-oh, Clem's army's way out of position up on that left side. But the Zealot's back out of there. Astraea does not know this. He doesn't have that information. He sees some units pushing down that side. He's going to go for a storm drop. Is he, though? No! He's forgotten about the prism, guys. Oh, God. Okay, he remembers. He remembers. I think you want to drop here, probably, and storm that worker line, I think. Okay. 4th base goes down. Guys, Astraea didn't hit the attack, and he's now going for a fleet beacon. Oh, juicy storm drop. Only loses 1 High Templar there. Doesn't quite kill the SCVs. The Medevac's especially helping out. Good follow-up drop, but once again, only 1 more SCV killed. The Medevac's healing right through it, keeping a lot of these alive. And he's going to go triple Stargate and +1 air. I do think he had a kill timing. I think he's missed it, and I also think his 4th is very late and misplaced. So this is a bit sloppy from Astraea, guys. Astraea's been on a tear recently, but I don't think this is his best game. I think his early game was fantastic. His scouting was on point. His kind of game sense of what to look out for. He really read Clem's play correctly, but I don't like this follow-up at all. I feel like he's given up the supply advantage for no good reason. He's going to jump on this army, but that Terran army is way better than his small force. A few big storms could make it very good for him, though. Speaking of big storms, oh my god. All 3 High Templars survive. They're very low on energy. And he doesn't really have any more storms here, though. He's got to bring everything over to this right side of the map. Maybe flank this army from there with those units. That could be huge. He's got 1 more Psystorm in here, as well as another High Templar that's about to get it. A big storm goes down. There are ghosts out. This is still a big army. Lots of Widow Mines. Watch for the flank, though. Watch for the flank right now. Astraea's setting up a big old Sanger. And there's going to be some juicy Terran meat inside this sandwich. He says, Astraea, how do you like your Terran? He says, I like it smoked. Extra smoky, extra burnt, you know? Time to get some bloody Psystorms. Let's go! Zealots from the bottom. High Templar coming from the top. You got to watch out for those, but they get aggroed onto the Ghosts. The Ghosts go down without EMPing, though. No big EMPs landing. All the Zealots are gone. Oh, no. I think Astraea screwed this up, guys. Even though he got a nice little surround there, a lot of the Medevacs get out, and oh, that Medevac! Oh, my God. It gets out with all those Marauders. 4th command center is going up, and Astraea dropped the ball massively in this game. From a fantastic early game, Clem is now, he's just massively in the lead. This 4th base only now getting workers transferred to it. Carriers, it feels like coming in not confidently. It's really weird to me how Astraea played this game, because he could have gone and killed him with Charge Lot Storm Drop, but he kind of built that army and then didn't commit to the fight. And then went to carriers, but no 4th base, and 3 base carrier is a desperation play. You don't do that when you're ahead. The Zealots are going to take massive Widow Mines, and I think to what this speaks of is the fact that Astrea, a bit intimidated by Clem, such a scary, aggressive Terran player. I think he was thinking purely defensively, and this is a trap you fall into sometimes against aggressive players, is you only think about how you're going to block their attack, not how you're going to attack them, and you miss a giant window where you're way ahead. Oh, good storm though. Very good storm, but yeah, he missed a giant window. He was way ahead, and look at that. Doesn't even blink properly there. Takes 2 Stalker losses to the Widow Mines. This is not because I'm shitting on Astrea, guys. I'm sure there's some Astrea fans out there who are very upset listening to this, but I'm telling you guys, if he watches this game, he's going to be twice as harsh on himself as I'm being right now, because such an amazing early game, and then just a really weird transition from there. A 3 base carrier, I think, is one of the best ways to make a comeback when you're way behind, but doing it when you're ahead doesn't make any sense. If he took the 4th 3-4 minutes earlier, then went carriers, could have done it. As it is right now, his whole game plan hinges on super sick storms, taking out most of the Marine Ghost, and then him being able to clear the rest with kind of the carrier Zealot. Now, there's not much that shoots up here. Clem does need to run, but he's got enough Marines and Ghosts that feels like he's just not intimidated, and so many Marauders to tank up front. There is a flanking High Templar. It's going to go around that top side. Widowmine says, hey, dickhead, guess what? High Templar gets blasted. Strat there with the 1-year resub. Thank you, Strat. Thank you, everybody, for the love over there on the Twitchity Twitch. Guy who was asking about the servers earlier was like, oh, I was just checking if it was live, man. I wasn't trying to come up with an excuse. I know, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's just, no doubt people will use it that way. Zealot Archon carrier goes in, and yeah, Clem's wiped, guys. Sorry, Astrea's wiped. Just all the Inceptors are gone, and a very uninspired game from Astrea. Clem, he fought well, fought hard to get back in it, but he had no business winning this game this easily. Very well played for Clem, and awkward for Astrea. GG's. Proxy's gone wrong in game 1, but he somehow makes a miraculous comeback. And to be fair, he just kind of did pretty standard play to get there. He was very vulnerable, had no safety precautions against the timing that I was talking about, but Liquid Clem made a great comeback in game 1. This is only a best of 3, so Astrea, I mean, he's got to be able to convert off those incredible openings that he has. And in that last game, that was not just a failed conversion, that was, he just straight up fumbled the ball. So we're going to see. I've already harped on about it enough, and I want to say I doubt he does that again, because Astrea has a very strong mental side of his game, and he's very good at rallying and figuring out how he wants to play it. Already you can see he started by scouting for proxies down the right side, and looks like he will be going into scout as well. Clem not going for the double gas 1 base play. He's going to just go for a quick expansion this time around, and you can see he's rallied the SCV from the command center, which tells us this SCV is going to go scout, or he's just expecting the probe to come in, one or the other, and block his command center. Nope, that is going to scout. Okay. Reaper is on the way. He's going to go forwards, and he's going to try and get some damage on this probe, because notice that probe once again times it out. 1:40. This is when you come in to block that command center, but doesn't get many blocks off. Astrea could have been a bit more annoying there. Pokes to the ramp a little bit. Marine would have popped right around that time, so I think Astrea is assuming it's a Reaper opening. Second gas Cybercore there as well. And it's going to be Reaper, Marine, Factory, Reactor. Stock standard, old school, babe. There's OS, baby. There's old school. He's going to go bunker. That's going to delay his factory a lot, man. This SCV is like, dude, I don't have any money to build a factory. What the heck, dude? Does finally get that started. It's about 10-second delay because of this bunker, but it does cause a problem for Astrea, who has to put a shield battery down. That probe trying desperately to get out of there. The Reaper lets it go. And he's going to target the battery, which makes sense, guys. A battery only has 300 total hit points and shields combined. A pylon has 400. So you can actually definitely do very well there. SCV does take a hit, as does the Reaper. Stalker's happy to hang out there, but as long as you keep focus firing the shield battery and not the Stalker, you're going to do all right. That Stalker does take another hit, though. And you can see Astrea, he wants to kind of randomize when he changes targets to the SCV. Not every time, because otherwise Clem can just pop out, pop in, pop out, pop in. So he's got to kind of randomize it just a little bit. There we go, gets the SCV. Shield battery will go down, but you can see that he even pulls the probe. It says if you're attacking the shield battery, that means you're not going to be able to change targets to the probes, because they can get healed by the battery. So I like that call by Astrea to mix that in nonetheless. Looks like a probe and a shield battery do go down. The Reaper should fall as long as those Stalkers split up. There we go. So, spots everything, does CLEM. Behind this, he's got 2 Marines on the way at a time. Widowmine's building, and he will be going for medevacs behind that. So just a pretty typical Widowmine drop. Second barracks going down super early at just 3 minutes 30. And he skipped the bunker defensively. That's the power of the offensive bunker. Force them to stay at home. Force them to build units that aren't adepts. And you can do it that way. Check this out. A very early sentry for Astraea. That's going to give him scouting well before the standard robo. And he might indeed even skip the robo for the entire early game. Which, if you've got the sentry, 2-gate sentry blink, I mean, you basically say, hey, if I don't see an armory or something, or cloak banshee upgrading, I don't need it. And look at this. He wants to get that hallucination across the map as quick as possible. So he puts the sentry forwards and pops that hallucinated phoenix, sends it straight across the map. He's like, I gotta see what's coming my way. Third nexus goes down super fast here. Second gateway now transforming into a warp gate. Very tight opening by Astraea. And I love skipping the robo. If you can get away with it, it's a deadly style. Now, the Widowmine drop does fly straight past that hallucinated phoenix by the looks of it. Changes angle from heading towards the natural to the main. 4 Stalkers there. He's chrono boosting blink. One of the weaknesses of going for that early sentry, as well as the 2 Stalkers, is that is 200 gas he spent before starting blink. So his blink is super delayed. Often you'll see Astraea's blink kick in at 4 minutes 40. This game, it's going to be closer to 5 minutes, even with the multiple chrono boosts he's put into it. But he's well positioned, CLEM. Be careful. Get out of there. Yep, good choice by CLEM to back off. Now Astraea, he's seen the 3 racks, and he's going to go double forge. Oh, this is my style! This is my PVT style, except the only difference, guys, is that he's actually gone for a sentry, so he's not playing blind like an idiot like me. I play this completely blind because I'm a donkey. Astraea, a legit pro gamer, same sort of build order, just a straight blink, fast expand. But he adds the sentry in there, gets the double forge. He's going to play mass zealot off the back of this, all on 2 gas geysers. That's the power of skipping the robo. Not only do you save a bit of money, but you also never need a 3rd gas, because you build what? That 1 sentry, maybe 8 Stalkers, you get double upgrades. Other than that, guess what? You can just mass zealot. So he's going to go straight up to 8 gateways. Check it out. He's on 8 gateways now, and he can drop a really fast 4th as his next step. This is a super abusive build order, and I absolutely love what he's done with it. Look at this, picking off Marines pre-stim. Oh, CLEM, you should not be out here, dude. Should have hidden behind his bunker. He does retake the high ground a little bit. Widowmine drop comes in. He gets 1, 2, 3, 4 probes. And he's trying to save these Widowmines. I think he saves one of them. No. Medevac gets lured back and almost goes down. Meanwhile, Stalkers in the middle of the map. One of them does fall. But I think Astraea's taking great trades. He's lost a Stalker for like 7 Marines at this point, dude. That's a lot of Marines have gone down. 8 Marines for 1 Stalker. The Widowmines are gone. Could kill that medevac if he just sends a Stalker over there, but he's not going to bother. He's going to focus on this frontal push. Now, CLEM may be getting overly aggressive here. This is not many bio units. He doesn't have a 3rd command center started. Obviously, he wants to fight Astraea before charge is ready, and we've seen Astraea forget charge and lose games in this position before. He should not be going out and fighting just yet. Chrono that charge, bro. Chrono that charge. But I guess it's not a scary enough army to really intimidate him. 3rd command center goes down here for CLEM. Those 3 barracks still pumping away. He's going to try and build a depot in the middle here. What a weird depot position. I think he's trying to force the Widowmines to pop out there and there, maybe? I don't know. Is that Widowmine trapped? Yeah, it is. Okay, so the depot is going to stop Widowmines getting trapped in that area. Okay, that's cute. Creative solutions to some bad base planning there. Poor town planning, not something that is just there for the plebs like us. We've got the Nexus down here on the 4th base. Going down nice and early, pre-7 minutes. And we want to see that 2-2 start. No, don't build a robo. Astraea! The robo means you don't have enough gas for your 2-2. That's why you don't build robos, kids. Robos are for tryhards. Are you a tryhard? Astraea apparently is. Apparently he actually wants to be able to clear up invisible Widowmines in the next few minutes. And probably get himself a Warp Prism as well. He's trying to go for a big timing attack here, though. I think he's just looking for the overwhelm. And you know what, guys? Oh man, if he kills the 3rd, the 3rd's not quite finished. Traps a few Marauders up here. Guardian Shield Stalker picks those off. Command Center does finish by bringing USCV onto it. I don't know if this is going to work for Astraea. He's got some good numbers. There's a lot of Widowmines though. He cannot chase into those Widowmines. That's the scary thing. I think CLEM can defend this for sure. Now, he can't necessarily chase this army down. Ooh, good force fields, but CLEM evades them. He pulls back, doesn't let it do much to him. I'm just feeling pretty happy about the situation. 2-2 has now started for Astraea. You can see that Robo. He doesn't actually have the gas to build observers till now. So he does start his first observer. He's also going to go from 2 to 4 gases. This also gives the illusion of I'm making a macro transition, whereas really that's Astraea just getting the bare minimum amount of gas to keep his upgrades and a few observers pumping out. If he really wants to go into like Colossus or Disruptors, he'll need to drop another 2 gases in the near future. That being said, 63 probes to 58 SCVs, still definitely a decent economic position, especially with the 4th base being open, the 3rd just getting up for the Terran now. I do think Widowmine drops would be amazing for CLEM. In this sort of situation where your opponent's Zealot swarming, Widowmine drops is a very kind of cost-efficient way of getting across the map. The problem he's running into is that Astraea's map vision is actually insane. He's got pylons all over the right side of this map, all over the left. His vision management is just out of this world. And he's looking so darned good, man. Widowmine bio coming in from all sides right now. But still a shit ton of Zealots. 34 Zealots might still just beat this army. Unless the Widowmines get good hits. And oh no! The Widowmines get caught out front a little bit. One of them dies. 3 of them fire on just individual Zealots, which is not the best trade. Astraea, show us your spreadies. Oh, no spready on the Zealots. Astraea taking some nasty Widowmine hits to the face. And he's now thinking about the second Robo. So he is going to do that transition off just 4 gas guys. It's going to be a very much Zealot Colossus style. This bio not really microing. Clem! Was Clem watching there? Seemed like a bit of a crazy fight for him to be taking. Just staying there way too long. He's got to pull back and get to his reinforce. He's got a lot of Widowmines. And guess what? The armory's kicked in, but the observers are here. Astraea knew this would be a problem if he didn't get those observers out. This is fantastic. Ooh. Ah. Okay. Got the Zealots on the left side as well. Bio Ghost moving up to that side. 4th base is there. Okay, no 5th base yet for Astraea. Zealot drop on the left side. Still hasn't really got a lot of splash damage. He's got the first 2 Colossus out, but no Viagra upgrade. Remember, he's very gas-starved. And oh! Guys, I was casting a Clem game earlier and criticizing him for never putting a Viking there. But he actually put a Viking there to stop the Warp Prism this time. I've been talking a lot recently on my stream and my videos about how it's like almost like if you're a pro Terran, you just have to leave this area undefended and a Prism will always get in and kill 20 SCVs. Clem, you just made me so effing happy by leaving this Viking here. I call this the Maru Viking against Zerg because he's the one guy who leaves a Viking hunting down Overseers so they can't put Niduses in his main base. But that's actually awesome. Okay, Zealot there does take a Widowmine hit. He's going to go in for the drop again. He's like, oh, you're still here? God damn it, man. Turret's going to get a hit off. You got to watch out, bro. He will get a few Zealots in. If the Viking isn't microed, he might be able to get another Warp in off, but I don't think he'll be able to. Yeah. Oh, the Viking lands. Warp Prism survives. And he dives on the right side. Astraea. Oh, taking advantage of Clem's lack of map vision. And the fact that he sees everything, these Zealots, these Prisms distracting. He gets a big kill there, and he looks like he's happy to fight. You can see the way he's setting up a big arc, ready to engage. Viagra is also on the way, so he's got that upgrade to help the Big Daddy Longlegs range. And this is really... Oh, man. No! Clem, I was just hailing you. I was giving you so many props. Lift! He's like, I want to be one of the boys. I'm a marauder now. Yeah, I'm going to fight on the ground. No! No, Mr. Viking! No, go! Lift up and do your job. Go kill that Warp Prism that's in the back. You didn't finish your job! Ah, the Warp Prism comes right back in and just warps in Zealots right into the main base. And look at this, Astraea's just going to overwhelm now. He's up 30 supply. Clem moved a big army out to go do a bit of a run by on the top. They're frantically trying to get back here. Even with the EMPs, dude, there's so few Vikings. Whoa, man. I mean, yes, the Colossus are taking some damage. He'd definitely like to have a Prism here. The Zealots are tearing up the main while this happens. SCV's pulling to tank, but I'm telling you what, man, workers do not tank well versus mass Colossus. The Zealots in the main base have killed so much. The infrastructure is burning down. Second starport gets cancelled. The reactor goes down. The command center is lifted. The Colossus Stalker, being very greedy right now, is Astraea, guys. By keeping this army on the front of the map, that's super unnecessary. And I've got to say, hats off to Astraea for turning that army around. A lot of Protoss players like, gotta do damage, gotta do damage. He's still dealing with the Zealots. Maybe I can run in here. But that was such a small set of units that could get stimmed on by Marauders, EMP'd, and it's just gone, and you lose the real expensive core of your army. You don't want to use these units again until you've got plenty of Zealots with them, maybe some Disruptors. You've got a 5th base, so you just want to transfer workers from your other bases right now, keep your economy rolling, keep those upgrades coming in. Astraea here making all the right decisions. He says, I've already done enough damage. Let's preserve my high tech units. I've traded the Prism and a lot of Zealots, but look, I haven't really lost many tech units. 3 Sentries, 8 Stalkers, 1 Colossus all game long versus so many Ghosts, Marauders, Medivacs, Vikings, all these more important units going down for the Terran. And there we go. Disruptor's going to clean up the Widow Mine. Single Zealot attacking that left side. He's going to chip at the Planetary just a little bit. Zealot does pull back to kind of hide, but still in vision. Not very good at playing hide and seek, this Zealot. He's the, that one cousin you have. You're like, yeah, your turn to hide. And he just like literally goes and sits underneath the dining room table. And you're like, really? You know, I literally don't even need to bend over and I can see your legs sticking out, Jimmy. Like, you serious, bro? Well, the other ones are now stuck playing dodgeball. And this is, of course, where kids can get pretty brutal, as can Protoss players. Lots of Terran units going down. But one Colossus falls, another Colossus will fall momentarily. Another ball zoning back the bio, though. And there's still some Zealots in reserve. I love the way Astraea is keeping those back. He's waiting for the bio to overextend into the Colossus, and only then will the Zealots go forward. So he's not letting the Zealots just get kited away. Snipes landing on the Zealots, actually very effective here. Very well played by Clem to hang on. DT, though, in the natural. Remember, the DTs do have Blink about to kick in, but not quite ready just yet. Forces another scan. That's very annoying for Clem. Clem is on 4 bases, and I really feel like if he had just, I don't know, a Widow Mine drop or a little squad of bio, you know, a single drop of Marine Marauder, anything to just force Astraea's attention away, maybe Clem could buy himself enough time. But as it is, Astraea is all over him. It's looking dire for Clem. He's on his last legs in game 2. Astraea, after a bit of a throw in game 1, is going to be bringing this back. Oh, that Disruptor. That's the wrong... That guy's not ready. He's not ready. Excuse me, honey. Just give me a moment. Clem, unfortunately, a bit of a savage. Not one to give the Protoss player a moment to refill their juices. And the Disruptor does go down. We've got... Is that a Zealot drop on the left side? Getting ready to go down that side. Ooh, it's a pretty scary Zealot Colossus army, Clem. He's trying to pick off the Zealots alone. Oh, stray Colossus. Stray Colossus on the left side. Flanking Colossus or Idiot Colossus. You guys decide. I'm going to go with Idiot, personally. Random Marine on the left side. Zealot drop goes into the main one more time. Colossus on the left. The Idiot does go down. Obviously, a bit of a misrally there. Mass Zealot warping in the main. Looks like they had a bit of pause when playing this one live. We've got Mass Zealot DT coming into that main base. The Viking takes down the Warp Prism DT. He's going to blink and go for this around on the Marine Ghost there. And that is deadly because now... What are you doing? Landing Vikings to deal with Zealot DT. He's having a scan because the EMPs wore off. Dude, this is super nasty. The Zealot DT just running him around in circles. Astraea's up to 5 bases. He even blinks to the low ground and kills the turret. He's wasting so many of Clem's scans. And Clem is broke. Clem needs that money right now. Clem's going to try and throw down a 5th command center. He's like, oh, dude, I mean, I've just got to defend and survive. And more scans is what's going to keep me in this game. So I'll try to squeeze this out while turtling up. But he's on 2-2 versus 3-3 upgrades. So he's down double upgrades, plus plasma shields has come in. The DT harass is annoying, not to mention the fact that balls have been added on to the Colossus Stalker Zealot army. 6th base going down for Astraea as well. You can see he's gone up to 8 gases, though I believe his main 2 have gone out. So he's playing 6 gas most of this game. And that's the thing, you don't need that much gas as Protoss if you're trading a lot because you're constantly making so many Zealots. And that's how Astraea is playing right now, very aggressively. That 5th command center is not going to survive, I don't think. Disruptor shot. Ooh, gets a Ghost and a Marauder. Not bad, bro. Somehow that SCV continues to build the command center in the midst of this. DT is running down the left side. Planetary is undefended there, but 5 Dark Templar aren't going to be able to take it. Random Disrupt. Did he just shoot a Disruptor and kill one of the Scarabs on the map? He just killed one of the critters with a Disruptor. Astraea, I don't know what you're doing, buddy. Easy there. Getting a bit excited, maybe. He's in the driver's seat. He's in the lead. Still making lots and lots of Zealots right now. More Warp Prisms would definitely be great, but he's only got 2 Robos. It's up to 83 workers. Cannon battery in the middle of the map. Going to look to keep on shaving off units, and he's up to 7 Disruptors. We've heard from pro gamers, 8 is the magic count. You need 8 to 10 at least versus Clem, or he's just going to dodge them all. But right now, with so much momentum, it feels like Astraea is very confident. This is only Stalker, Colossus, Disruptor, because that's where the Zealot DT is. Going for the backstab on the base on the top, and he knows the army's responding and will clean these units up, and they're going to die. So he pushes in the bottom, kills the command center, shoves in there. Clem loses 2 command centers. Even though he cleans up the army in the top left, he knew he was in so much trouble. And let's just take a look one more time at that disruptor shot, guys. Look at this pro gamer play here. Look at this. Okay, I think it was just before that, actually. Swear he kills this Scarab, right? Oh no, it just went out of vision. It didn't actually connect with it. Still, interesting misclick there from Australia. Had to hunt that one down. Let's go to game 3. Australia ties up the series. All right. The series is tied up 1-1. And that last one was a bit of a barn burner. We've got Clem now top left side. Once again, going for an expansion play. I think a bit disincentivized to do that after how game 1 started. Now, look at this, guys. Australia going Zealot, Cybercore, Proxy Pylon. Because he needs a second pylon before Nexus, right? Oh, he's already got the second pylon up here. He's just looking for proxies. So he's going to do a Zealot pressure. And you know what? It is Marine first for Clem. Clem's not scouting across the map. He's only looking for proxies. And maybe... Is he doing his own proxy? Is he doing a proxy factory build? Oh, Clem. He is. He's doing a proxy factory. He set the SCV a little slow. Now, I wonder, is this going to be proxy factory and starport where he builds 3 Hellions and then a medevac and just immediately drops it here? I think it's probably going to be that. And he's just going to try and defend with a Marine reactor at home. But if he doesn't get a bunker up, that'd be really bad. Yeah, you've got to build a bunker because this reactor's delayed to get the factory faster. Now, did the Zealot come across the map? It did. Oh, no. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Clem's in trouble, guys. He's going to need to pull the boys. This is really bad. The fact that Australia happened to go a Zealot against this build is so good. Oh, he already gets the SCV putting the bunker. Clem pulls back the Marine. He's got 4 more SCVs pulling, but the Adept's already here. This has already bought the time it needs to delay the bunker. Uh-oh. Clem is in huge trouble right now. Oh, no. The Marine's going to go down. The Zealot. Mr. Chad Zealot. He says, who's got 2 laser friggin' shit on his wrists? It doesn't give a crap. The Zealot's in there. The Adept's there. Okay, he's going to have to try and build Marines. There's already another Adept about to arrive. Now, he's building a Hellion and immediately rallying it into the base. He realizes he needs to distract him by time. But look at this, guys. 2 Marines does not beat 2 Adepts and 2 Zealots. And as I said, he needs to get a bunker up with this build because he's going to be very light on Marines. And Jim Rising already thinks the game over. Cast a disrespect, literally leaves middle of the game. Another SCV does get sniped down by the Adepts and the Zealots. The Marine trying to fight, but one of the Marines has already been focused down. The Adepts are doing their job. More Marines popping out right now. Clem trying to defend. The Hellion drives in. Oh, the Hellion's going to do some damage, but the Adept only needs 1 more hit to kill it. Clem will go towards the main base, try and do damage there. Drilly boys, assemble! And they are going to try and take out those Adepts. One of them goes down. The other one does get surrounded. Oh, 1 probe hit would kill this Adept, guys. 1 probe hit, and the probe gets it, as does the Adept, both landing at the same time. The Adept goes down. Another Hellion's in here, though. This could be very necessary counter damage. Still not mining at home properly as Clem. Clem's economy is so bad right now, guys. I know 15 to 25, you think with mules, maybe not that bad. Guys, he hasn't even started his second orbital yet. He's building another Hellion, sending his SCVs home, cancels the bunker so he can start an orbital, but he's just going to tap there. He's like, nah, screw this. You're going to recover your economy way faster than I am. And I got to go back to the point, guys. Clem cut some corners in this build order, and he got punished. And you might wonder, why would a player play this greedy? That seems really stupid. It's literally, this is one of the very few things that would have countered him. So I don't know if Australia had been preparing well and had a good read on what his opponent was doing. But basically, with this build order, because Clem doesn't scout across the map and see this low ground gate and this Zealot producing out of the gateway, you can see by the shiny lights, he doesn't know that he can't get away with this. If he saw this with an SCV, I guarantee you he would change the build. He would immediately go reactor probably and just start pumping Marines, or he would just put down a bunker and build a second Marine straight away. One or the other. I'm not sure which one he would do, but either way, he would delay the factory because it is not so important. In this scenario, it's like, hey, wait a second. First things first, defend my expansion, then I can think about the aggression. The thing is, against a normal Adept getting chronoed, this bunker would have finished in time. He even built this bunker early. A lot of people build the bunker at about 2 minutes 25. Clem said, hey, this is Curious Minds. It's a really short map. I'm going to start this bunker right on 2 minutes and 16 seconds, full 9 seconds earlier than a lot of players normally build it. But the problem is, guys, remember after the Marine, he didn't produce out of the barracks. He delayed the reactor to get the faster factory. This is his first sign of, oh shit. And this happens to be one of the builds that he just dies against. Now, he was thinking about proxy gate could kill me as well, but that's why he scouted. He looked around for proxy gates. He checked up here, he checked down here before going for the proxy. So Clem here was taking an, really small gamble, and Astrea somehow found the mark. And don't get me wrong, it's only a light pressure. Squeezing an extra zealot, a second pylon in, delays your Nexus a bit. It's not the craziest commitment, but it was an absolutely killer move in this scenario. And we see that just one Marine, few SCVs cannot handle the firepower of this early zealot adept pressure. In hindsight, Clem probably should have pulled a full 10 SCVs down immediately so that he could have just really had overwhelming force to get the bunker, the command center up. And then this maybe wouldn't have got as out of control. And then he would have been able to focus on his Hellion counterattack a little bit better because that home would be a bit less chaotic. But as it is, bit of a disaster here for Clem. And Astrea takes it out there. It's just a build order win, guys. GG, well played.